There, I'd like to chat with you a little bit about how to use YouTube to find and search for information that you might like about, well, a variety of topics, but what we'll focus on today is about using job finding tools or networking tools to kickstart our career. So I'm in YouTube, and the first thing I'm going to do is a little search. Now, I know I want to find out about LinkedIn. So there's two avenues I can take. So the first one is I could just search out LinkedIn and see what pops up. Um, but what I'm going to do is take you to LinkedIn Learning. And if you haven't heard about LinkedIn Learning before, basically it's created by LinkedIn and it's this platform that holds a huge variety of courses and they're pretty credible. So you get good information from these different courses. And so if you go to your public library or if you are part of a college or a university, you often are able to create a profile through your library or through your college or university or learning institution, and you can get set up with LinkedIn Learning that way. You can also pay for it as a subscription, but I think the first month is free, and I would highly recommend if you're not part of a public library or if you're not part of a college or university, then it might be something to look into because you can learn a lot in a month. So I'm going to search out LinkedIn Learning, and here's what I'm looking for. So that you can see that there's lots of videos on LinkedIn Learning. But here's what I'm looking for. I'm actually looking for the channel. So in YouTube, you can watch a bunch of videos, but people also have channels in YouTube. And so I'm going into LinkedIn Learning's channel. So here it is. Okay, now if you go to videos, you can see the latest videos that are there and yeah, rejecting manager feedback. Okay. Catapulted her career. What's that about? You can learn about speaking up in staff meetings. You can learn about different types of software. So there's all kinds of stuff that you can learn. And this is just through YouTube. Okay, so not even logging into LinkedIn Learning yet, I can access these videos just through YouTube. Now, the other thing that's kind of interesting to look at is what's popular when you go into a channel. Like, what are people sort of looking for? Okay, these days especially. So it kind of gives you the more up-to-date information on sort of what people want to learn about, right? So it's interesting that way. Now, even within the channel, we can, so creating a LinkedIn profile. So even within the channel, I can do the search. You see the little magnifying glass here, right? Let me correct my spelling. When you see the little magnifying glass here, it just tells you, hey, even within this channel, we can do a search. And so without a subscription, without anything, just with our YouTube account, we can take a look at using the Resume Tool Builder. Okay, and we can watch, it's a playlist. There's a series of videos that we can watch to start getting things ready on our LinkedIn profile, which is pretty neat. Okay, great. So if I go, so this is one avenue. The other thing I will just show you super quick since we're on the topic of LinkedIn Learning is this is my LinkedIn Learning page. So you can actually like log in. So you go LinkedIn Learning login right here, see? So I'm going to go LinkedIn Learning. You can sign up or sign in, okay? And this is me, so I'm already here and you can see that I'm already kind of in LinkedIn, but this is what it looks like. So LinkedIn Learning looks like this, and I can search out right here anything that I'm interested in, really. So optimizing my LinkedIn profile. Maybe I want to talk about networking in LinkedIn, right? Maximizing networking through LinkedIn. Maybe I want to learn about SharePoint. Okay, that's a Microsoft feature. Online essential training, the basics. I can learn about SharePoint. I can learn about Microsoft 365. And it will show me all of the information I need to get into a course about learning about Microsoft Office 365. So And then you can go through and you can see that they have all of these little modules or sections. So section 1, 2, 3, right? Share and collectibles, connect with colleagues. It teaches you all the basics of Microsoft Office 365 and through video, okay? Video, Q&A, they have the transcript as well if you'd like to read along, okay? And then they have a section on related courses. I think all of this is fantastic information for you to get set up in your field in Canada and figure out how to use some of these online networking tools or social media tools even. Okay, so there we are. That's that. Now, we're still sort of chatting about how to maximize YouTube. Okay, so we were talking about LinkedIn for beginners. So maybe you don't have a LinkedIn profile, and this kind of pops up. So now, even though these are not actual LinkedIn learning or connected with LinkedIn, sometimes you can find really good information outside of LinkedIn or outside of a brand name even. Like there are other people who can have interesting things to say about the topic. So one of the things that you might want to look for if you're doing a search, right? Again, it's view count and then years. How long has this been out? So this one actually has quite a bit of views. So 1.9 million is quite a bit. So I might take a look at this video. I might see how long it is. It's about almost 9 minutes, 8.5 minutes. So I might take a look at this one and then see how it looks. Is it professional? What does the content sound like? Does it sound interesting or does it sound reliable? So I'm kind of critically listening and thinking about it. Is this going to be helpful to me? The other one here, this one's quite a bit lower, is 225K. So, maybe not. Okay, step by step. Here's another one. Now this is 500,000, still 3 years ago. So I might take a look. If I'm not sure about it, I can still come in and maybe what I'll do is I'll actually read the comments. Okay. And she has quite a few comments, so she's got over 300 comments. So I might take a look at the comments to see if it's worth my while to go through the video and to see what it's about. And if I find it useful, then you know what, that's great. So similar to a Google search, what we're looking for is the credibility of the person, of, maybe I might do a Google search about this person if I want to make sure that I'm getting some good information and she actually has the skills and the education to give it to me. Okay, so those are just a few key things that you can do to find out a little bit more about any topic, really. We could go in here and we could change it up and do Microsoft 365 for beginners and do exactly the same thing that we just did. Okay, so I can look and see if I can find training videos. I can see how many people watch the videos, or maybe I just want to find out if Microsoft has a YouTube page and maybe go from there. So this is Microsoft. So maybe I want to look at their videos. Okay. Maybe I want to do a search for MS365 for beginners. Let's see what they come up with. Introducing Microsoft 365. Okay. So you may or may not find stuff here. These are all sort of interesting different videos. You might have to play around with it a little bit. Sometimes you can search for things and things don't pop up right away. Sometimes it takes a little digging. But I think, first checking out the channels just to find out, if some of these sources will be good. 1.1 million subscribers, 491 comments. So I probably would read through some of the comments and see if this was helpful as well. But you kind of get my point about, I want you to be able to look for these pieces of information yourself and not have to rely on somebody else to tell you. I want you to be able to get in to do a Google search, and I want you to be able to get in and do a YouTube search and find the information that you need to launch yourself forward. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful.